And we're live for a very cycling stream. Let's tweet that we're live.
Would you say we're cycling through the hot games?
I mean, yeah, actually. It's like our whole life right now. Let's close that. There we go. Hey, Nick. Da-da-da. So Steve really wanted to wear his cycling kit because he used to have pad shorts and a shirt and the whole nine. He couldn't find it. That's why we're late. So we're making do with helmets. Speaking of which, this helmet I can no longer ride with because somewhere there's some tire melting into it.
Could that have been related to one of those concussions, or do you not remember?
No, that one is because I was changing a tire. I was doing something with a tire, and I bent down, and it totally just my head. We are shuffling our decks. Each player in this game, Flamme Rouge is what we're playing. I'm sorry, I'm like so out of it today. We are playing Flamme Rouge, designed by Asger Harding Granerud, published by Lapita, Finland, and Stronghold Games in the North American markets.
I just want to say Lapita, but I don't know if that's
it might.
how you pronounce it.
I would go with yours more than mine, honestly. But this is the Stronghold edition, so it's the typical Stronghold square box, whereas the Lapita version is the rectangle, which I prefer, but that's okay. So we're playing the Stronghold edition, but everything is exactly the same aside from that. So, yeah, there's that. I've built the track. The game comes with these, like, puzzly track pieces, and they're double-sided, with, like, hills and different terrain on the back sides. And they have 6 recommended tracks in the game that you can play with. They have 6 recommended tracks that you can build in the game box, and this is the first one that they recommend that you build for your first game. So yeah, that's why we're playing with this one. But depending on where you are in America, it depends on if you get a fine while wearing bicycle helmets. I believe kids are required by law to wear them, but not adults. So there's that. Also, this one's really dusty because it's been retired and thus never worn, and I'm having an allergic reaction. So we're gonna put that one to the side.
I mean, it's for safety reasons that you're taking off your helmet.
Yes. I mean, if you want me to, I can wear my current bike helmet, which is the same as my skate helmet. It's not like the aerodynamic bike helmet, but the skate helmets I feel are better for your head. If we're honest, they cover more of it. It's a little better.
You know, if just don't crash.
I just won't crash. There's no crashing in this game. So, Flamme Rouge is a racing game for 2 to 4 players, and every player controls 2 cyclists. One is the sprinter, and the other is the rouleur. Steve speaks French, I know. Oh no, the blue helmet turned my hair blue.
Yeah.
Yep. So, anyway, okay. I gotta, like, stop just reading chat. So, we each have... If you've ever played K2, this is somewhat reminiscent of K2, because in K2 you have multiple climbers, and you can... in K2 you have 1 deck of cards, and you can assign cards to your multiple climbers. In this game, we have 2 racers, and each racer has their own deck of cards, which have different distributions of cards. So your sprinter has less distance cards, but they have more, like, I'll go further. But the total of all of their cards added together is less than the rouleur.
Yeah.
The rouleur is just, like, meant to go the distance, and so they have a more even distribution of distance cards. They don't have anything, like, amazing like the sprinter, but they're on it. And so what is going to happen is Steve and I will, whoever last rode a bike, which I think was me when the car was broken.
I think it was.
Yeah. Whoever last rode a bike gets to place their people first. And so I'm going to place my people, I think, here. I think that's what I'll do.
Are there any placement restrictions?
So, it's a great question, Steve. It's a great question. All right. So, here we go. So, each section of the track is what they call a square, and the square has 2 lanes in it. By default, if you are the only rider in a square, you fall to the right lane. Whoever, the right lane is the closer lane to the finish. So if we both cross the finish line, whoever would be in the right lane when crossing the finish line will be the winner. We also determine who is in the lead of the pack by who is in the right lane. So if you put your piece in such that they are in the left lane, they would fall to the right lane automatically. So there's that. Also, lane changing doesn't cost anything in this game, partially for that reason. So that's lanes. So Steve will place his pieces. We'll say for whatever reason Steve does this. Great. Okay. So then what's going to happen is there are 3 phases during the round. So we're going to each of us will pick one of our riders whom we want to go first. Either the rouleur or the sprinter. And you have to decide who you're going to go first. So for me, let's say I pick my rouleur. So I draw 4 cards, and then I play one of the 4 cards. And there's a handy-dandy little guide card that tells you the distribution of each of your riders' cards. And the number in red for me, because that's my player color, for Steve it'll be green, tells you how many squares they will move at that with that card. So I could play the 6. Then I take all of the other cards, I put that face down so Steve doesn't know what it is yet, and then I take all my other cards, and I put them face up under my deck. And I know that I've gone through my deck when I run into the face-up cards. So, then I would do that with my sprinter. But I cannot do that for my sprinter until I have 100% picked what my rouleur is going to do. So I would draw 4 cards, look at my sprinter, and you notice the sprinter has... Oh, it's a little bright. But the sprinter has a 9 card. The sprinter actually has 3 9 cards, whereas the rouleur, the highest they have is 7. So I would pick what I want my sprinter to do, put it face down in the slot that's just out of frame. So my rouleur would be here, my sprinter would be here, and then I put what I did not play face up at the bottom of the deck, right there. Then, once Steve is done, we reveal, and we do in the order of front of the pack to the back. So again, whoever is in the frontmost square in the right lane is in front, and so my rouleur would go first, so I go 1, 2. Also, the rouleur figures are not attached to their bikes. This is something I realized. So I need to super glue them to their bikes, but I maybe paint them, so maybe I'll leave them off of their bikes. So at some point in this game, I might just have a bike without a rider riding around the track. I'm just going to put that out there. So anyway, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Steve's player is the next. So let's say Steve did 3. That's great. Steve goes 3, and lane changes are free, so now he's in the rightmost lane. And then my sprinter is next. So my sprinter went 5, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can move through spaces that another cyclist is, but you cannot stop at that space. So if you were to stop at that space and the square is full, you actually just go 1 square behind them. So let's say that actually this is the situation that is happening. Is Zena outside? Okay. So we'll say this is the situation that is happening. And let's say for extensive purposes, Steve played a 4. So Steve would go 1, 2, 3, 4, but he can't go here because we're already blocking. So he would go in the rightmost spot on the square, 1 behind. So there you go. So after, I'm going to retcon and put this rider here. So after we have resolved the movement of all of our cyclists, we see if anybody does some drafting. Some slipstream, which is drafting essentially, but not in the game world. In which case, you start at the back of the pack of riders and you move your way forward. If there is a pack of riders, which this is, and they are exactly 1 square away from another rider, they get to move up for free. And then we would do that moving forward if we were playing with more players. But as it's just the 2 of us, this is going to be a quick, friendly competition between the 2 of us. I will say I think this game is a little bit more interesting with more players, but I still think it's fun too. So, yeah.
Did you say it was a drafting game?
No.
Why did your sprinter have to be assigned second? Is that because it was a sprinter or because he was in the back? No
reason. I could pick what my sprinter was going to play before my rouleur or vice versa. It doesn't matter. You just have to decide to do one of them first.
Got it.
Cena has a lot of energy. So, yeah. Then, if you go to draw cards and you have no more face-down cards, you draw as many as you can, then you shuffle your face-up cards, turn them face-down again, so you have your deck again, and then you would continue drawing until you get 4. When you play a card, this is very important, when you play a card, that card is discarded, and it is out of the game forever. So, if I played my Sprinter's 9 right off the gate, not necessarily a good idea. So you kind of want to be a little conservative with some cards, maybe hold back some strength for the Flamme Rouge, which is the red flag, which signifies the last kilometer. Could be something worth doing. The other thing that will happen is whoever is in front of a pack or by themselves at the end of a round gets exhaustion. So, I believe in our example, this was the situation. So, this rider would earn an exhaustion card at the end of the round, and it would be put face up in the bottom of the deck, and then it eventually would come up and have to be dealt with. So that is one of the ways to get exhaustion cards. The other way to get exhaustion cards is if you have no more cards in your deck, you get and play exhaustion. So if you burn through your entire deck somehow, probably just by drifting and then going out for an all-out sprint, you might get stuck with just exhaustion as your only option. And exhaustion cards will only give you a movement of 2 only and ever. And there's 1 deck of exhaustion for the sprinter and 1 for the rouleur, just so that you can mix them in and you won't know when they're coming up, and your opponents won't know. So yeah, James did a 15-mile bike ride earlier. There we go. Yep. Coolies. Okay, so we are ready to go. Bum, bum, bum. Do you know? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready. Let's see. Is this one going to be interesting? I guess that works. This one doesn't really work. No. Okay. I guess this one. This will be our piece of resistance. Are you ready? Do you have any questions?
Nope.
Okay, so. Oh, Daddy, what have I learned? What did the doctor say about throwing things? Cena has a lot of energy tonight, so we might have to do something at some point. Okay.
You put her on a 15-mile bike ride.
Okay. I think that I need to super glue this guy back on. And then I will start with my sprinter in the back and my rouleur in the front. Steve, where would you like to start?
I will also put my rouleur in the front and my sprinter in the back.
There we go. Alright, you ready?
I am.
Let's do it. So you can pick who you want to be. The writer. Oh, I pulled that 3 out for you. Randomly. You can get your new cycling gloves.
These are fun.
The fingers are flying up. I don't. Honey, we got it. Thanks. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. HC, what are you doing? I am going to start with my ruler. You start. It's simultaneous.
So 3?
Draw 4. Doo-doo. You put it face down. And then you put the other ones face up. And then you do the next bicyclist. Okay. And then my rouleur is in front, so they go first. So I played a 5, so they're gonna go very carefully because they're not on their bike actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Steve's rouleur is next.
I'm gonna go 4.
Question.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then slide over.
Bob, I don't know. I just use super glue. Bob asked if he said that he thought with plastic the thing to use is the tester style model glue because it fuses the plastic or something. I just use super glue. I have no idea.
I think it's actually it's super glue that fuses the plastic. It actually like melts it together, or not melts it, but you know.
Yeah. What happened to Nate? He was there for a week. Nate was here for a week, and then he went home, and then he moved to Austin. So he is currently in Austin, I think. I think he finished his drive. But yeah. I think what I'm probably going to do is maybe paint the cyclists and then super glue them on. So it's actually kind of nice that they're not on. No.
I want to fiddle with your writer. I'm sorry.
I fiddled with my writer for 30 minutes before you came home, and I couldn't get it to work. So my sprinter is next.
Sounds like a personal problem.
And my sprinter will do a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then your sprinter.
My sprinter will go 3.
Oh wow.
1, 2, 3.
So yeah. So we have a nice little pack. So now we remove all the played cards, so they're out of the game. And then my rouleur in the front gets an exhaustion because he's leading the pack. And then we go again. And that's it. That's the game. Over and over and over again.
Oh, if he's leading the pack, not just if they're by themselves.
If they're by themselves as well, yes. If there's no one in front of them.
Got it.
And they're in the rightmost lane. I do not believe that the person in... I do not believe if they're in a side pack situation.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Empty square in front of him. An empty lane does not cause exhaustion. So if 2 riders were together and the square in front of them was empty. So if your guy was like this, they would both get exhaustion,
Mm-hmm.
and this one would get exhaustion. So yeah, anyway. You didn't do your other writer.
I did not.
Boop, 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 boop.
Can I look at what I played?
You can always look at what you played, yes.
Right.
Okay. So my rouleur is in front. They do 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then it's your rouleur. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then my sprinter does 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then my sprinter also does 4.
That worked out perfectly for me. So your rouleur gets an exhaustion, and it goes face up under your deck. And then we discard our cards. See, this is a very, very, very quick game. The rounds are super fast. I have a feeling with more players there would be maybe more involved, but yeah. I really wanted to play this during the Tour de France at a French coffee shop that we have in town here, but it wasn't in the stars. So, yeah, but I wanted to. Hello, Ichi. Would you like something? Does that something start with a D? Oh, it's dinner. Put your minds at the guy. You ready?
I was born ready.
Hi, Ichi.
Get down. Get down, Miss Cameo.
She's not technically on camera right now. It plays, you always have 2 writers per team, yes. Which I think is the interesting part, because if nothing else, you can try and, like, teammate with yourself.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I just need to change the camera right now.
Oh my god.
She keeps popping up. You got treats today? And you got breakfast early / late. You should not be this hungry or motivated. And you got to go outside and play? I have no idea. She's like, where's John? That's what she's upset about, maybe. But yeah, it's 2 to 4, and you always play with 2 writers, regardless of the number of players. I think that you could probably play this with, like, 6 people, and just have 2 teams of 3, and have each person on a team controlling a writer. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think that would be a blast.
With 3 teams of 2? Or
3 teams of 2, yeah. Okay. The drafting, so the slipstream will work for groups, it'll work for, like, a whole bunch of groups. So, I can do a demonstration at the end of the game if you need further clarification. Like, if it doesn't happen naturally.
So if my sprinter ended up here, would they get exhaustion?
No, because it's a lane in front. It's the whole square has to be.
Got it.
Yes, but it is your turn to play your...
The ruler.
Plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then my ruler goes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. My sprinter goes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And my sprinter.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in this situation, there is a single square gap between this pack and this pack. And so this pack will slipstream up behind. And then Steve takes another exhaustion.
We have used less energy.
So then we go again. And we just keep going. Okay, so see, I have to draw 3 cards, and then I hit my face up. So
I need to reshuffle. Yeah.
Will also reshuffle. Ooh. That's my entire deck. But I have to reshuffle.
Dang those exhaustion cards.
Oof. Hey, Matthew. Yeah, I agree. But we had some conflict schedules. John had some work stuff again this week, so he's out. And then Tony came to a playtest event last night in Portland, so that was kind of his game night. So yeah.
Yeah, however, I think this is a lot of fun with the 2 riders.
I still think it's a lot of fun.
You have to manage your team, basically.
Yeah. I like it. I like the idea of trying to play this with teammates to control each person controlling a rider, because then you have no idea what each other's going to do. I think that would be fun.
Me first?
Yeah. Madbona, so do the exhaustion cards act like bullet cards? Sort of. They bog down your deck, but you can play them and get rid of them, and you still get movement from them. 2 players is pretty quiet for this, yeah. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My ruler moves 2.
Your sprinter.
My sprinter moves 2.
And my sprinter moves 3.
1, 2, 3. Ooh, okay. So in this situation, this gap is too large, and so my ruler will get an exhaustion, which I would have just discarded, but I'm just going to put it under. And Steve's ruler also gets an exhaustion, because it's too big of a gap to close.
Yep. And then we get rid of those.
Yep. And then we go again. The best. The exhaustion cards, when you discard them under your deck, you put them face up, and then you shuffle them in like normal cards. So they come up unexpectedly. But when you play them, you still discard them.
We go through our decks pretty fast.
Yeah.
This is a little trickier than I thought.
Yeah, I'm also like... Oof. Yeah, this is rough. I think we need to be doing more drafting. Oh, this is going to be a really pathetic ride at the end. Okay. Your ruler.
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. Trying to get the pack to catch up. So I go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, success, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then my sprinter goes 3. 1, 2, 3.
And then my sprinter goes 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, this actually is a great example. So my sprinter will slipstream up behind Steve's sprinter, and so now this is a pack, and then there's exactly one gap between, so they will slipstream up again to be behind again. So there we go, we're all back together.
I didn't realize we were playing grab well.
Sort of. Also, Steve gets another exhaustion for his ruler. My poor ruler figure is struggling. Ooh. Oh man, what do I want?
I'm liking this a lot.
Yeah. I'll have to discard, or I'll have to shuffle next time. I don't want to do that. Okay. Your ruler goes first. It's just like very quick.
2. One of my exhaustions.
1,
Oh, he's got his mouth open when he's exhausted.
6 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Steve's sprinter.
2.
2. 1, 2. And then my sprinter goes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa! That's not nice at all. So Steve's sprinter slipstreams up behind his ruler, and then both My sprinter and Steve's ruler get exhaustion, and my ruler gets exhaustion because they're all up by themselves.
Yep.
And then I need to shuffle this deck. And we're like not very far through the game. This is crazy.
Yeah, the deck management is important.
We turns and terrain don't matter. Correct. There is this track. There's no terrain, but there are hills on the back of the tiles. So ascent and descent, and they have different rules for application. And then there's an expansion being released at Essen this year that I believe will introduce more track tiles. I believe another player, and then also some interesting stuff in corner. So yeah, Ivy's doing good. She's pissed. I let her stay in her carrier by the oven when it was warm because I baked some potatoes today. So she's hanging out in her carrier, which she loves. She loves her carrier. I never have any problem taking her anywhere because I just pull her carrier out and put it out for her, and then she jumps right in. So she's chilling in her carrier, being grouchy. But her nail was actually fine. I wasn't sure what was happening. It was really weird. It was like into itself. But the vet was like, yeah, this is common when they get old. And then he cut it, and he was like, oh, we're good. We caught it. It didn't like grow into anything and cause permanent damage. So.
Good eye then.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Okay. Doing my roulette first. Really interesting deck management. I feel like that one. Okay.
Your ruler.
My roulette goes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then your
My ruler goes 4.
Oof, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not going to end well for me. My sprinter goes 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then your sprinter.
My sprinter goes 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh.
Nice! Much better for me. Still not good for my ruler. So my ruler gets an exhaustion.
And my ruler.
And his sprinter.
My ruler gets an exhaustion, and my sprinter does, which is not good.
Nice. Whew.
It's the first racer of ours to finish, right?
Yes. If 2 racers or more than 1 racer crosses the finish line on the same round, it's whoever went the furthest. And if that is still the same, it's whoever's in the rightmost lane. Oof. This is so difficult. Ooh, what are we working at? There's nothing there. Nope. There's nothing. Alright, you ready?
I'm ready.
My ruler goes 3. 1, 2, 3. And then your
My ruler goes 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Your sprinter.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. And my sprinter goes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, these will be here. So you know what are you working at? These 2 are slipstreamed in behind, and then both our rouleurs get exhaustion. Whoops, sorry, H. Hi. Hello. Hi. Okay. Yeah. I know what you want, but I can't give it to you. Oh man, my sprinter has so few cards. This is like worrying me a lot. This is somewhat terrifying.
Oh goodness.
I wonder if we're going too slow. Okay, I'm ready. Hi, each.
All right.
Yeah, I think I haven't heard, but I think my family, there's not probably flooding. It's probably just like leaves on trees and stuff like that. So yeah, I haven't heard anything negative from my family in Florida. But I'm glad that you went to middle of nowhere, Alabama. And everything worked out. My roulette goes first for 2. It's gonna be a really bad game. Steve's sprinter. Oh wow. This is not. We all just get, or both roulettes just get exhaustion again. Ichi! It's just the cat. We're all apparently high strung tonight.
These racers have a finite amount of energy.
Great. Awesome. Super tricky. Alright. My roulette goes 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
My ruler goes 3.
1, 2, 3. Oh. Your sprinter?
Also goes 3.
He goes backwards. He does a
He
fancy
did it,
spinny
yeah.
thing. My sprinter goes 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Steve's 2 riders are too far away to slipstream me, but my roulette is just right to slipstream. And my sprinter will take an exhaustion, but so will Steve's roulette. Oof. Okay.
Is tense.
Yeah. I'm trying a strategy. I don't think it'll work. Hey, Dawson. Ay, ay, ay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, it's such a bad idea. Alright, my sprinter goes 2. My ruler goes 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. My ruler goes 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
My
No!
sprinter goes 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he slips through himself. Ah!
The race tightens.
Alright. Oh, my ruler would get... Both my ruler and sprinter get an exhaustion. So... Oof. I mean... Oof. Steve couldn't find his pants. His spandex pants. Sorry.
Yeah, my lovely padded spandex bike shorts and my bike shirt. I don't know where they went.
I think I know where they are. I don't know where your bike shirt went. But I think I know where your spandex shorts are. I think they're in my drawer.
Yeah, I looked in your drawer and I didn't see them, but there's a lot of stuff in your drawer.
There's a lot of stuff in my drawer. I remember finding padded shorts and being very confused about them. So yeah. My sprinter only has 7 cards left. This is not good. Okay. My ruler goes 2 because he's effing exhausted. My sprinter goes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, my ruler goes 3. 1, 2, 3. And my sprinter goes 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes! Ah, thank goodness.
My sprinter and my ruler are taking exhaustion.
Yes, they do. Hi, each. Oh, man. I like seeing Steve in spandex, but that's just my opinion. Look, Ichi, I don't know... Every time I go to put her on camera, she gets down.
My sprinter deck has 5 cards left.
I think mine has 6. This is awful.
Time to shuffle. I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Hi, what do you want? Does it rhyme with Linner? Yeah? Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, oops. You shouldn't see those.
Oh, I have to do that. I mean, I don't have to. But I feel like I should.
Okay. Are we ready?
No. Okay.
My sprinter,
Yes.
who's in the lead, goes 9.
Ah, you're making a break.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Uh-huh. Yeah. My ruler goes 2. My sprinter goes 3. 1, 2, 3.
And then
1,
my
2,
ruler
3,
is...
4, 5, 6, 7. Yes!
Wow, okay. So my ruler and my sprinter both take an exhaustion.
Oh, man.
Alright.
Oh, I need one more card. I'm ready.
Okay. I am currently on the edge of my seat. All right.
Okay.
My sprinter
Yes.
goes 9.
Aha! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Steve will win, probably.
Is it whoever gets the furthest, or?
Yes. So you will win.
Well, my ruler is 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. My ruler goes 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My sprinter goes 9. So they're going to end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Nice.
Not enough. Not enough. I shouldn't have done the 2 rounds of exhaustion. Good game, Sab.
Does it end?
Yeah, it's over. You win.
Oh, okay. I thought everybody got to finish, but
no, it doesn't matter. After a certain it doesn't matter.
It's like is it like Mario Kart? After enough time passes, if you haven't finished, they just
stop you.
Just kind of end the race.
Yeah. I mean, I had a guaranteed 9 up from my sprinter the next time, so my sprinter would have made it across 9.
I drew a 2, and then I had 3 2s and a 9 in the cards I was shuffling. So there's a 1 in 4 chance, or it's conditional. So basically, there was a chance that the 9 would be the last card. I lucked out, but you would have.
That was a blast.
You would have peeled ahead, I think.
I would have eventually. Woof. Hey, Eden. How did Steve cheat? Well, I wasn't paying too much attention to his plays, so who knows.
My ruler had, even though I was still using exhaustion, had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 exhaustion by the end of the game.
Yeah, your ruler still a lot of work for
everyone. Ruler
everyone.
tanked.
Yeah. Woof. Hey, Eden.
I love their faces. I don't know if you can go to the overhead.
Oh, you want me to go to the overhead?
Yeah, for the exhausted faces.
There you go.
I can just never do this.
There you go.
They're just
Yeah.
Normally they're a little bit more,
Yeah, they're not as screamy. I was distracted by his spandex. He was before the stream started. He went into the bedroom to change, and he was like, "I'm dedicated to your art, to my streams." And then I hear him rummaging around, and then he comes back out, and I'm on the computer setting up the cameras. Then I look up, and he's in his underwear, and that's it. And I was like, "You can't wear that and only that on the stream." And he's like, "I'm not gonna." So when you play with, I wanted to kind of show off some of the stuff in the box. The box is huge and totally doesn't need to be this big, and is barely damaged inside. But there's this nice little molded tray,
just like me,
for the writers, and there's a green writer and a black writer, and so the characters and the all of the rouleurs are not on their bikes, but that's fine. So they're nice little trays to keep your figures nice and safe and secure, which is really nice. And when you play with 4 players, you are playing with all 8 cyclists, so the game would it would be a lot different. You'd have a lot more people to slipstream behind. I think it would be a lot more fun in that regard, but I do still enjoy this 2-player. It's very quick. I mean, we taught you how to play, and we played a full game in 49 minutes, according to that clock. So I think that right there shows you some stuff. You could definitely play again super quickly, which Mur asked if we were going to play again with hills and downhills, so I want to talk about those before we decide anything. Oh, wow, that's a lot of hills. So, what? Okay, well, you can't just flip over those. So, in the game, some of the tiles have hills, on the backside, and then they have descents, which are kind of hard to see on the stream. But they're red when it's a ascent, and it's blue when it's a descent. And when you do an ascent, you cannot play anything higher than a 5, and if you do play something higher than a 5, you just go 5. So the descent takes more energy, and then the ascent takes more energy, and then on the descent, your minimum is 5. So even if you played like a 2, you would go 5. So yeah. I might paint the cyclists, maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna paint a lot of things, apparently. And then glue them on afterwards. So I'm not too concerned about it. But, yeah.
I like how our teams have different...
They're like actual cyclists. The pictures of cyclists, the cards don't match. They're just whoever. Like all of the sprinter art is the same.
It's slightly different. See, your ruler has that amazing mustache.
Oh yeah, maybe.
And then my ruler has this
it is
pouty
unique.
face.
Nice.
But they all have that pose because of the exhaustion.
Well, in the body. They're all that same body.
Yeah.
Just different face. Nice. But I thought the cyclists were actual, like, famous old cyclists. So who knows?
Yeah, they may be, but they are, they're unique on the player boards.
That's pretty cool. Yes, I knew that they were unique on the player, but I didn't realize the cards were too. Yeah. And that's how I know I had a roulette card. So, yeah. But it's very quick. It's very fun. It's very fast-paced for 2. I think that it, as we said earlier, I think it really shines with more players, but I still think it's enjoyable 2-player. It's like Snowtails, but with less dogs, as Steve said the other day. So.
I think I liked it 2-player. I think just for races 2-player, I'm usually like, oh man, like if you're just controlling one character, whatever. What's the point? But this was super interesting.
Yeah, the balance between making sure that you don't use up too many cards, and then also trying to help your riders with each other, and then there's the added thing of like hoping that you'll be in the pack or behind the other player. I think that becomes a bit more interesting when you have more players, but it still works for 2-player because you're controlling 2 riders.
Yeah.
And, you're always controlling 2 riders regardless of the quantity.
Well, there's that really neat, like, I don't want to go too fast because then I'll be in front, but if I'm too slow, then I'll be behind.
Yeah.
And still get exhausted. So, yeah.
It's a weird,
Which I think would get a lot of fun when you do have, like, 3 or more. It would start to get pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Clearly the solution is for us to both control 2 teams of riders.
My brain would explode. A part of me was like, yeah, we should do that, like, right now. But I hate games that do that.
Yeah.
I would not have nearly as fun as that. So Snowtails is good, but Snowtails, you have to, like, fiddle a bit more with, like, how you control your dogs and movement, which we enjoyed, but I think I enjoy this more for the simplicity. Like, I think that this would be super fun and interesting to pull out with a 4-player game, and then, like, I feel like if you have more than 4 people, you could still play it if you, like, had teams. I think that would be interesting. So, yeah.
Yeah, Snowtails had, like, speed on, like, the inner and outer curves. Like, the inside of a curve was a little faster, but if you went too fast, you could, like, spin out. Yes. Or, like, you could go off the track. Like, it had more of that, and this is, like, much, much more streamlined.
Yes.
So to speak.
Yes.
Like a butt in spandex, if that butt could be in spandex, but isn't.
Because you couldn't find the spandex?
Yeah.
Yep, that's where we're going with that. Okay. So yeah, there we go. I don't think we're going to do another round of it. We could. This is so fast. But I think, given the size of our stream queue, I'd rather do a bonus stream. If you're up for it.
It probably says something that I'm like, I just want to play Flamme Rouge again.
Yes, I do want to play Flamme Rouge, but I also filmed a segment on our new shelves and, like, edited that and rendered that, and in that segment, I pointed out how many games we had that weren't fitting on the shelves, and so now I'm like, we gotta play something, we got a bonus stream. So. Yeah,
if it's another cycling game, I could leave my helmet on.
The only other cycling game we have is Bridgetown Races.
That's true.
Which I don't think would be interesting 2-player.
No, that needs the full complement of 5.
Yep. I think our 2-player unplayed stack for stream is way at the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're going to pick a bonus stream. It has to be something we know. And it could be a classic. It could be something we really liked. It could be something super chill. How much brain power do you have?
I mean, if I learned it, I could teach you.
No, because it's 3 players. I got what he was going for. Did you see that? Either way, we do need to pack up this game. So...
I want to see some of the other track arrangements, and I could even show them to the overhead.
Oh, yeah. So this is the one we said. And then there are 5 others. And they tell you, like, which side of the track to use. They're right there in front of you.
So that's the basic one we did. The Avenue Corso Paseo. I think it said in the thing, this is supposed to represent... Oh, no. I thought the race was supposed to be just the last kilometer. But no,
show us the stack. Let the stream pick. You know what? I will. Let me go get some candidates, and then we'll let the stream
Oh, I thought it was the stack of races.
Oh, the stack. Well, yes, you showed the stack of races.
Here, do you have something flat? I don't know if that copy of Centipede.
To do what?
Lay these on.
Oh, just use your player board.
You and your expediency. Alright, so here are the other racetracks. It's probably hard to see, but they show the B side by showing a capital letter, because the front sides are like black text lowercase, and then the back sides are white text uppercase. But I think the blue and red sections are the hills. So it looks like this one, for example, that whole last stretch is all downhill, which is wacky. This
it's
one is
all
like
downhill
balance,
from here.
uphill, downhill. Oh, that's really cool how they have the different stretches.
Have we streamed Tides of Time?
I don't think we have.
I feel like
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some of these different layouts. These are super cool. Yeah, it's interesting because I know in some racing games, like, turns or getting inside on the curve is more of a big deal, but for cycling, it's like, no, it's curves aren't really a big deal. It's just about, at least in this, it's just about the drafting and staying with the pack or outside the pack. Or getting just enough in front of somebody that you block them so they can't get past you. See, we have the Ballon Central, La Classissima, Firenze in Milan, Ronde van Wevelgem, and La Haute Montagne. Super cool. And I guess you could shuffle these and pick a random race. Yeah, I definitely want to play this with more players.
Okay. I'm just pulling out things for a potential bonus stream.
Oh, funny. The different racetracks say who designed them.
I want revenge.
So the basic one we played, Avenue Corso Paseo, was done by the designer, Asger Granerud. But there were a couple of other designers that did the other tracks. That's neat.
Okay.
Also, these are some great alphabets. A, B, C, M, G, F, T, E, Q, O, N, L, P, J, K, I, D, H, R, S, U.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about options. Does it have a campaign? It does not have a campaign, but you could probably very easily do your own. But that would make sense that there would be a potential campaign like that.
Maybe leave a little exhaustion in the decks.
Yeah. Coolies. Okay, so let's talk about options for bonus streams. So we have the 2-player game, Hani Mikoji. We have the 2-player game, Lost Cities, the original card game, which Steve totally cheated at the other night, and I would like revenge.
I didn't cheat. I just didn't explain the rule that allows you to end the game.
And then we have 13 minutes, which is the smaller, quicker version of 13 days, which we have done a stream before of. Then we have the beautiful Shahrazad, which is also a 2-player game, which is gorgeous, and it's co-op. Everything else out here is competitive. And then, last but not least, because I love it and we played it recently and I've just been in the mood to play it more, Race for the Galaxy. So yeah. Alright. Those are your options, chat. Let us know. Let's do a survey. Everybody gets to vote for one game that they would like. You don't have to stick around to watch the bonus stream, but vote on what you would like. And then if somebody could tally the votes while we put the games away, this game away, that would be super helpful. So, yeah.
I mean, is more Flamme Rouge an option?
No, because you won.
Sell the game.
We're done with this. These yours. Do you want to do player bags? What do you think?
Yeah, player bags.
Do you think?
Are there enough for one per player? Oh, that's nice
There
to have.
is. But it's nice to have extras.
It's nice to have 2.
We'll just put them at the expulsion decks.
Yeah.
And can you grab the stages? We'll put the stages on them too.
Here, what we could do is stages with one and then reference with the other.
Oh, I was just going to leave them together, because they'll stay together just fine.
You'll stay together just fine.
Yep, put that entire stack in there.
As long as you have all your tissues.
See, Dawson? Dawson votes for Lost Cities, I think. Or no. James votes for... James is safe. Whew. Kabuki likes all options. Alright, so we have 1 vote for Charizard. Lost Cities, I think I see 2 votes for. There's another for Charizard. We haven't tried 13 minutes. That's the only one out here we haven't played. We just got it yesterday. Or Sunday. Which is not yesterday.
That's right, we have played all the other ones.
Mm-hmm. That one we would be reading the rules for in the downtime.
Yep.
Okay, Kabuki Kid votes for 13 minutes.
The world was never closer to global nuclear war than during the Cuban Missile Crisis in October 1962.
You all! We have 2 votes for 13 minutes, 2 votes for Charizard, and 2 votes for Lost Cities. Y'all ain't helpful.
Oh, we got a bunch more on 13 minutes.
Angela goes for 13 minutes.
I think that settles it for 13 minutes.
We still have time.
Okay. I thought it was first to cross the finish line.
Is crossing the finish line just not being tied?
No.
Choose pattern by ourselves. Oof. My bag of bags. Okay.
This is,
'Twas fun.
This was done fairly well. Just in terms of, got the chunky pieces, the little riders, the cards.
Yeah. I believe that is Lapit's work. Lapit Finland did the original printing and the molds and the cuts for all this. Looks like our insert's a little damaged.
It's from all that hard writing.
Something like that. Why do you hate me?
Did that go on the bottom?
Yes.
I wanted to see the facial hair on the other writers. It's important.
Can I have the other deck of cards? Wanted to see the facial hair on the other writers. Okay. Yep. There we go. And then the rules.
I will say, one thing that did make me very excited about playing Flamme Rouge was the shut up and sit
You
down
are butchering the Shahrazad. I am butchering it, it's true. I can't pronounce anything though, so we're not surprised. Or shocked about that. So I think this one's winning. And the game's put away, so I think 13 minutes is the winner. So, let us shut down the stream and set it up. If you tuned in to watch this stream, thank you for hanging out with us tonight through our play of Flamme Rouge. This stream was sponsored by no one. It was sponsored by us because we bought this game because we wanted it. And we don't regret that purchase.
Sponsored by Destiny Booster Boxes.
Yeah, sponsored by selling our Destiny Legendaries. So there is the story on that. But if you were watching live, thank you for hanging out with us and watching live. And if you weren't watching live, you should come hang out and watch live with us. It's a lot of fun. Now we're going to do a bonus stream. If you are watching live, this means you can just hang out in the chat, and in like 5 minutes, we will be back playing 13 Minutes, which is the Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962. And if you are not watching this live, you have no idea what that means, because this isn't live, and if you wanted to watch the 13 Minutes clip, you'd have to go and watch it someplace over there. There's a link over there. If you're not watching this live. So there you go. You don't have to wait at all. People that are watching live have to wait. But by watching a stream in the past, you have the power to watch it whenever you want instantaneously, which I guess would be the power of somebody in the future.
Or some kind of time travel. If you're in the future and you can go wherever you want in the past, you don't have to wait. You can just skip ahead to something further ahead in the past because you have the power of time travel.
This is true.
So YouTube is time travel?
YouTube is time travel, technically. Yeah.
Not for us, but for the people watching.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. We are going to go do that. So, thank you for tuning in and watching and hanging out with us tonight, and we will see you maybe in the next stream, which is 13 minutes.
From now.
What?
13 minutes from now.
13 minutes from now. No, not 13 minutes from now.
Hopefully shorter. Yeah.
No, like 5 minutes. I just have to spin up a thumbnail, change the titles of the things, and then we're gonna go. So, we'll be back. And Steve has to take his helmet off, because it's no longer thematically appropriate.
Yeah, I don't think the helmet would help.
No. Alright, we'll be back. Bye. She just sat up. Was like, what? Yes, you get dinner now. Okay. Night, Internet.